Greetings, everybody. Nick DiVirgilio here. Welcome back to Groovy Thursdays. We made it all the way to groove number 13. I'm calling this one Linear Funk number 1 because I think there's going to be Linear Funk number 2 and 3 and 4 and so on after we get past this one today. And this groove doesn't come from any particular song. It just comes from a jam session I had one day on my drum kit, practicing around, working on some things, and this thing came up, and I thought it was pretty cool, and I wanted to share it with y'all. Now, if you're a normal cross-handed player, you know, your hi-hat hand is over your snare hand, left or right-handed, I think this groove will be fun for you because it utilizes some open-handed playing in the first bar of the groove and some nice funky backbeat, a little bit of nuance, lots of 16th notes. So, you know, let's get into it. Groove number 13 here on Groovy Thursdays. Let's go. Let me quickly say, if you do dig what's going on here at Groovy Thursdays, that you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, keep bringing on those great suggestions for future grooves along with your comments. I appreciate all of that stuff very, very much. All right, on to the groove. The groove is in 4/4 time at 108 BPM, and it's really just a 2-bar groove that I expanded into a 14-bar phrase in my performance here that you saw on the video. How I broke up the 14 bars is like this. Inside the 14 bars is 2 6-bar phrases. The 2-bar groove played 3 times, 6 bars, repeat that again, and then 2 bars at the end to bring you all around to the finish. Now, all that talking is making it sound more difficult than it actually is because there's a lot of repeating going on in here. Every odd bar in the whole 14-bar phrase is exactly the same. Every even bar in the whole 14-bar phrase is the same as well, just it's orchestrated around the kit, so it sounds different. So, with that being said, let's quickly go through the first bar. Now, in this 2-bar groove, you're playing every 16th note except for 1 in the whole 2 bars, okay? I'll show you where that's at. So you know it's just constant motion here. There's not a lot of rest, so just 1 E end, a 2 E end, a 3 E end, a 4 E end, and so on. You got that for sure. All right, now, it's broken into chunks of 3 to start with here, and this is where the open-handed playing comes in. Each chunk of 3 starts with the kick drum and then right, left. Kick, right, left, kick, right, left, kick, right, left, kick, right, left. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. The way I have it orchestrated around the kit is kick floor tom hat, kick snare hat, kick rack tom hat, kick floor tom hat. You have the circular motion around the kit. Floor tom, snare, rack tom, floor. Boom, 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 boom. Kick floor hat, kick snare hat, kick tom hat, kick floor hat. Just like that. Then to round out that first bar is a kick, right, left, left, 4 E and a. And the double on the left hand brings you to the downbeat of the next bar where you go back to playing your normal cross-handed playing. I would say right here, if you're normally an open-handed player, in the second bar where us sort of, quote, regular drummers that are cross-handed go back to playing that way, play the second bar as written here where you go to play cross-handed, just to kind of take it as a challenge. It's like it's not your normal thing. See how it works for you. And if playing cross-handed, for me, it's right over left is your normal thing, then you go back to playing normally for the second bar. All right, now onto the second bar. Let's first talk about the kick drum pattern. It's really simple. It's 1 and 3 and. So that just sort of grounds the whole groove of this second bar because there's lots of percolating stuff on top of it, all of the other 16th notes with ghost notes in the snare drum and the hi-hat, and then your orchestration at the end of the bar. The first beat in the hands is really simple. It's just 1 E and, right, left, right. And you play open hi-hat when you hit that second right on the and. That lasts for 2 16th notes. Then it's kind of fun in the second beat. There's no kick drum in the second beat here. It's just in the hands. And you play left, left, right, left. Okay, a reverse paradiddle here. But the first beat, the downbeat, beat number 2, which is the backbeat of a normal groove, right, is accented. And then you immediately play a second hit on the snare drum that is quieter. So it's loud, soft, a hi-hat stroke, and then another ghost note. So left, left, right, left, snare, snare, hat, snare. But again, the very first beat is accented. Now on to beats 3 and 4, which is where the orchestration comes in and some linear stuff is happening as well. Like I said earlier, the kick drum is playing on 3 and. The very first kick drum on beat number 3 is by itself, okay? Immediately followed by a ghost note in the snare by itself. Then on the and, you have the kick drum and then the first china, and this is where the orchestration comes in. I played 3 E and a on the china, followed by a snare drum on beat 4, the backbeat, immediately followed by a ghost note, just like it happens earlier on in beat number 2. Then you have another china and another ghost note, and you're playing all the 16th notes. And talking through all of these things is always a little more difficult than just getting there behind the kit and playing it, okay? Just got to follow the sticking. I think the sticking works well because where the orchestration is on the 3E and the 4E and has a nice accent to it while all the other stuff is just percolating underneath it. It really stands out. 3E and 4E and, those accents really stand out. Then all that's happening after this is you go to bar number 3, which is the same as bar 1. Remember, all of the odd bars are all exactly the same. Then bar 4 is exactly the same as bar 2, just place those accents somewhere else. For me, I went to the ride cymbal. Then when you get to bar 6, again, just place the accents somewhere else. For me, I went to my stack cymbal. But be creative with this kind of thing. Place the accents all over your kit. Maybe have the accents be on your tom or the rim, like you play in the rim of a drum, or a splash cymbal, or your hi-hats, or wherever you want. Get totally creative. It's really fun and a good way to kind of learn what the other things sound like when you place the accents there. Then, to round it all out, bar number 14 brings us to a close. In the first beat, 1 and are open hi-hat along with your kick drum with ghost notes in between. So 1 E and right, left, just like that. Then beat number 2 starts with 3 16th notes in a row, 2 E and. The last 16th note, the is accented with a choked hi-hat with your left hand and your kick drum. Pop, 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 tss, pop, 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 tss. Then in beat number 3, you skip the very first 16th note. You play 3 E and in your foot. The and, that second kick drum, you choke your hi-hat with your right hand. At least that's how I did it. And you finish the whole 14-bar phrase. Sung out, the last bar sounds like this. And there you go. Groove number 13 and our Groovy Thursdays hang. Linear funk number 1. I would suggest that you start with the first bar, get the open-handed bit comfortable, ground it with some nice pocket, then get on to bar number 2 where you start orchestrating around the kit and have a lot of fun with it. Put it wherever you want around your drum kit. It's fun, and you'll just get used to hearing the different sounds on those accents. Film yourself, record yourself, post it up. I'd love to hear and see what you do with this groove and how you get creative with it. And then join me next week, everybody. Groove number 14. We'll see you then. Cheers.